chaotic to creativity. Was it creative chaos? Live stream. We're starting off very strong with that chaos right now. Awesome. Mute myself on the computer. Just gonna post the link here. We're working on the core fabric belt bags right now, and we're gonna see. Excuse me. Where am I going? I'm going over here. I want to do this. So I have the belt bags to finish, and then if I also get the time, I will finish the OB wedge bags as well. Ooh. Okay, I was going to share that post. I'll share it in the morning. No, that makes sense anyway. More sense. All right, so we're going to turn this last one right here. And then we'll go in and sew the... Oh, wait. No, we can sew the straps at the end. I was like, well, sew the straps right now because we got to swap the color, the thread color, but we don't need to swap the thread color. We're all good. It's all good. Everything's fine. So. All right. Turn the bag out. Turn out the bag. Turn out the bag. Turn out the bag. Go. This is what I refer to as like the mermaid. It is traditionally called the Segai-ha pattern, but both my kiddos are like, it's mermaids. I was like, yeah, it looks like mermaid scales. I did do it in the correct orientation based on like tradition, but yeah, it looks good. We've got a multicolor zipper on this one with a white background. That should be less cranky once we actually get the interior sewn down. So yeah, like I was like, oh my god, we gotta finish the straps right now. No, we don't. We'll finish those before we swap the thread to black. We will swap to black to do the belts, bags, and I can't remember. Actually, maybe we should also install the, which means actually I don't need all this hardware on the desk right now. La 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 la. Brains. Sorry, it's just like got distracted by the thought process of what exactly do we need to do for the wedge bags for top stitching. So that one's definitely going to benefit from dark stitching. That one's white stitching. That one could go either way. Actually, 1, 2, 3 dark top stitches. And 1 white. Okay, so cat, you're gonna want to move, buddy. And then like everything else around it needs to be stitched with white, because then if anything pops through, we have a little bit of insurance that it's not going to show as badly. All right. So if you're joining now and you're like, what the heck is this? It's the new belt bags. I have been looking for a belt bag or fanny pack or whatever the fuck you want to call it, pattern that I could put into production for the last couple of years because they've been popular. Last year I tried the Harrelson bag pattern by Noodlehead, which while being an amazing pattern, very well written, still worth the purchase, was not something that I wanted to put into production. I would have had to charge too much for it. It's really fiddly for me. Now, it might be different this year too. I don't know. Maybe my skills are just better. This one was highly confusing to begin with. I obviously got it figured. It does feel like the seam allowances are like the height. A couple of these pieces are a little bit off in sizing. I think I kind of want to go in and maybe adjust it a little bit. But otherwise, again, it's a free pattern. Who cares? It's like, it's good enough. And it comes together very quickly. The bane of my existence being this curved zipper, as always. But hey, it's good practice for the Sheena. Damn Sheena. Anyway, curved zippers are not scary. They're just very, very finicky. So, doing all these curved zippers has definitely reiterated the fact that it is far easier to make sure that you do the stitching from like interior to exterior, blah, 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 blah. All right, there we go. But anyway, I will not be at Kimono Fair with NJCA this weekend, but my products will be, and so that's why I'm working on these tonight. And also because tomorrow, even though the kids are at school, I have a crap ton of stuff to do tomorrow. So, i.e. baking a birthday cake and, etc. And a hair appointment. I'm going to go get my hair re-dyed pink, and I'm super excited about that. So, yay. But all of these bags will be at NJCA's Kimono event. That's Sunday, May 25th, 2025, at the Calgary Nikkei Cultural and Senior Centre. 2236 something something. Best way to find out about it is through the NJCA Instagram or website, which is NJCA YYC. Sure. Alright, now that is not sewn over here yet, so what we're going to do is we're going to shuffle this zip pull in, and then we will, shuffle the zip pull, shuffle the zip pull, shuffle the zip pull. There we go, and then we're going to do the tack down. So this finishes off the same as we do with the small box bags and everything like that, by adding a little bit of stitching right over the zipper here. Making sure that all the layers are sealed up and you don't have any holes. Yeah. And then we'll do the denim on the other side. Denim and then the and then next week I will be, so after the half, Dawson and I are taking a day off together because even though he just had vacation, it feels like we haven't seen each other in like a while. At least that's what it feels like to me. And we have a massage, actually a couples massage booked out in Banff, which is awesome because I still have benefits, so I get to like reclaim it, which is good. And it'll feel really good, even though I'm only earning the half. It'll feel really good after that. We did the same thing last year, and it was like probably one of the best decisions we made after the marathon. And then Tuesday, I'm going to go shopping for waxed canvas and a few other supplies to do the backpack test. Because I found a backpack pattern that I really like and I think will work well. And then Wednesday, I'm going to do, actually between Tuesday and Wednesday probably, I will do photography for everything. Try to find out from Mai if I could pick up the bags on Tuesday as well. So, just because I don't have to make it, then anything that's left over I can photograph and post on the website as well. And even if I don't have it back then, we'll just do a smaller update and then a larger update once I actually have, or like 2 updates instead of just one big one, which is less daunting to edit and everything like that. Ooh, if I do that, I might be nice enough to go sit outside at Coffee Traders and like edit my photos. Now I could do that at home too, because honestly, we have a nice deck, but I don't have lattes at home. But I don't got lattes at home. And I'll be in my kind of like, I am going to take a rest period after this half for like just recovery. I know it's like, that's typically like you do the rest period after, typically it's after the marathon, but I did half my marathon training. My God, the amount of like training that I missed. Was nuts over the last 2 weeks. I was just like, oof, that's a lot of training to have missed. So, but at this point, if it's like, if I can't run a half, well, then that's definitely a me problem, not the training. So, here we are. Okay, I'm gonna do one more goodie bag. Oh, right. This needs this. The, should we do gold with this? Oh, yeah. Gold for sure. It needs the D-ring and strap as well. I keep forgetting to put these in, so I'm glad I remembered with this one. It's going to be, so tomorrow's, yeah, birthday cake day, and then, like, birthday cake, hopefully fully done tomorrow. The eldest does not want to see it. It's going to be, like, a Barbie, like, one of the dress cakes with the Barbie in the middle, which I just realized I don't have a Barbie for. So that's something I need to put on the list for Dallas to pick up tomorrow. Because I keep forgetting that we need a Barbie to do a Barbie cake. Kind of falls flat if we don't, so... Oh, we might. Oh no, that's right. We need 6 for these. Okay. Yeah. I think I'm still in recovery from April, and it's like, oof. I'm like, and even though I more or less took the 3 weeks off that Dallas was home, it did not feel restful because, again, mostly, I think I discussed this maybe on the one stream on the Wednesday that I was on, but it's like if was all running, which I guess was Dallas's intent, but it's also like, holy shit, there was like, well, A, so much running, and B, like, it just, we haven't stopped. So it's like, yeah, the shows are done, but then there was birthday and birthday and birthday. Well, 2 birthdays and like run training. Like I had my last long run a couple weeks ago now, and just and then I had one work day for Otafest, which is when we made all that cutting for all these like belt bags. Thank fuck we did, because honestly, that's what sold at the event. So, okay, good call there. Lots of the mini travelers did as well, but definitely the belt bags were also super puppy. I think we sold like It was a very limited launch, and we sold all but 3 of the ones that we had cut out last week. So like, so how many did we have cut out? Like 12 or 15 or something like that. That is buckled right there. Am I annoyed by that? Am I annoyed enough to like pick out that seam? Yes. Yes, I am. Okay, so how did it get buckled? Oh, okay. Hey Flynn, how are you? Yeah? Are you perhaps a cat? A kitty cat? Hi. Yeah, how are you? You're doing good. Okay, good. All right, let's seam rip this out. Yeah, and on Monday I did actually do a little bit of tidy up. I moved the pile. It now became the wall. I got to so that's part of what April is it's the fuck around month to figure out new stock items like the backpack, and if we're going to add in the zip and grip, and maybe playing around a little bit more with that small wedge bag pattern, because the amount of canvas that I put on the last one was like too much. So I want to see if putting less canvas on will help actually. So yeah, that's something that we'll work on. And then what else? Because, well, everyone keeps saying that the zip and grip's a really good pattern, so I think I'll do that. Anyway, I think I'm pretty set on having the zip and grip in. So we'll play around with the other stuff and figure out what else we're adding in. Obviously, we'll be doing more of the belt bags. We need to do more travelers things for Omatsuri. So right now, we're going to ramp up for July. Oh yeah, that I'm like, there's something else that I really wanted to do in the next few weeks, and that was the embroidery bag, like carry-along case sort of thing. So I'll work on that. See if we're gonna get that into everything, and finish up a lot of what we already have prepped, obviously. So like the minis that we've got prepped would be good, because those will go into Stampede stock. That's our next, so Kimono Fair, and then the next show is not until July 12th. So that's what I mean, that we have like a time to kind of mess around and figure the shit out for the summer, because it's not like Knit City, Vancouver isn't just right around the corner too. At least that's what it feels like, even though it's the end of September. It's like, it's right there. I know it's May, but 4 months isn't quite enough time. So that's like kind of the trajectory that summer's taking. We are going to be doing a lot of stuff with the kids are on a at camp when Dallas is at work schedule this summer, so that we can actually go do shit with them. Ah, fuck me. I like caught the lining, so I gotta take out the whole bottom seam here. Anyway, they're on a summer camp when Dallas is at work, which does mean that I will have one truncated day where they're not at. Actually, it means that I'll have like a day with them, which will be good when he's at work. And then basically I think what I'll end up doing a lot over the summer. Well, we're getting to the it's time for drinks on the deck timing, thankfully. I'm looking forward to that. But I'll be doing a lot of work at night when he's like home. We're chatting about like maybe what I need more. Here's the thing. I am not displeased with like my production all the time. Yes, I'm late hours, but like there's a lot of considerations on bringing someone in to cut and sew and stuff. And I've discussed this a little bit before, is like liabilities. Injuries. I caught myself with my sewing machine again today. It's covered up, so no trigger warning needed there because it's a Band-Aid, I hope. There's no like blood visible, I guess. Anyway, but yeah, I sewed through my finger. or nicked it with the needle. My machine was like, hey, fuck you. It's because of the frickin' zipper foot. There is zero guarding. And yeah, it was, anyway, whatever. Worst nightmare for me. But, oh god, these stitches are tiny and tight. Yeah, so like obviously there's a lot of considerations there. So we're kind of discussing, and I think where I really need to fill the gaps is like someone that can like either photograph and edit, or at least edit my photos, because like my production's pretty good, but my posting for updates is not necessarily as good as it could be. So like once I get the stock back, being able to take the photos and just send them to someone to even edit and or post might be the solution. And honestly, hiring a contractor would mean that would take a lot of the tax responsibility off of me as well, because I'm pretty sure it just ends up, because they aren't really an employee, they're just a contract, which is different as well. Oh, I just ran out of bobbin thread. That's not surprising. I do need to make an order for thread. I have also, my iron has officially died, so that is something I have to replace fairly rapidly. I was looking at gravity feed, and then someone said that like for a professional setting, which we are semi-professional, the boiler is way better. Whereas, because I was looking at gravity feed, in part because it's got the larger reservoir, and in part because it is heavier. So I think I might still lean towards that. Although they were saying that it's like in a professional setting, it's really not any different from like something that you can buy down like a Walmart iron for $50. But I think not having to constantly refill a reservoir and also heavier iron would be very beneficial. So for our use, like our purposes, because it's not like I need an iron that runs constantly, not quilting or clothes making or anything like that. I just need an iron that when I run it, I just can run it and then we're good. So I'm thinking a gravity fed might be on the list. It is more, well, it's probably about the same price as what I paid for my Rowenta when I originally bought it. That Rowenta has been going for like 10 to 11 years. So I'm not displeased. I just thought that we were going to have at least until like early next year. But I guess, hey, tax write-off this year. What ended up getting it to bite the dust is, or what made me decide, because it has been leaking for a while. Rowentas are notorious for leaking, so whatever. And I used it as intended with water in the reservoir, because everyone's like, well, don't put water in the reservoir, blah, 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 blah. It's like, no. Anyway. What actually has killed it on me is that there is actually a crack in the tank, like in the reservoir. So it's leaking profusely, not just out of the steam jetty bits. So that's why I need to replace it. It's because now it's leaking, like it's actually leaking out of parts it's not supposed to be leaking out of. So we're looking for a new iron, and I am leaning towards the gravity fed because, yeah, weight, and given what we do, I think the weight will make life far easier in a lot of ways. So, yeah, boy. See, so this is what I mean. I think these pieces are all a little bit, I know it's a free pattern, but my God, is it ever off? I know it's not my cutting, because I have been very meticulous about my cutting, even when I'm like usually like, no, I've actually been pretty on the cutting of these, so I don't know what's up. Oh, that needs to be tacked back down there, because apparently I ran it too close to the edge on that second seam. Okay. I'm currently listening to the Atlas 6. That's why I'm a little bit later. I was like, oh, maybe I can finish it before I get on. But no. It is like a TikTok sensation book. It's pretty good. I'm actually, out of all the TikTok books I've had recommended or that have popped up on my feed due to TikTok, it's good. I'm enjoying it. It's definitely an adult book. It's not very spicy, but it's definitely got like it's definitely adult themes. Yeah, it's just it's entertaining me right now. I'm like, that's all I need while I'm sewing. I've got it on like 1.5 speed because it's a skip the line loan, which means I have a 7-day loan period, and that's part of why I was like, oh god, I'm gonna try and finish it before I get on, is because my 7-day loan period was coming up, and but then I admitted defeat at like 9:50 when it was supposed to like go back, and then I extended the loan, and I'm like, do you know what? No, we're gonna go on and do this work stream. So I returned the loan, and then it turns out that I actually had access to another skip the line loan, so I was like, fuck yeah, I'll do that at least, because I'm like 80% through already, and I'm just like, I just want to finish. I actually looked if it was available through any of my other services, and it's like, no, it is not. I'm like, okay, fine. Oh, that really doesn't work then, because that is right over top of the okay, there. That's what we'll do, is we'll shimmy this down a little bit. But anyway, otherwise it's right over top of the webbing, and that doesn't work. Okay, so let's shimmy it down a bit, shimmy that up, shimmy that down. So across the top. And I don't remember the author, I'm sorry. I think it's Olivia Blake. Oh, what? Oh, right, the bobbin thread broke. I don't know why the bobbin thread broke, but the bobbin thread broke. There we go. We've also had like one of the rainiest Mays that we've had in recent months. Although the weather for Saturday, thank goodness, is looking really good. And the weather for Sunday, thank goodness, is looking really good. Saturday, because we are going to have like 9 small children here. Sunday, because that is our actual like race day. It's like, oh god, okay. Actually, it's supposed to get hot in the afternoon on Sunday, which is like, based on our predicted times, we should be okay, but oh, I don't know if this is gonna turn out or not. I'm not gonna trim this down yet because I feel like that's not gonna look good. We'll find out in a minute. In a minute. We'll find out in a minute. Minute. Oh my goodness, you are cranky. Cranky pants. Cranky pants. Cranky pants. Cranky pants. I figured that would happen because the interior is obi, and then we interfaced it as well for durability and to like stop any, or at least delay the fraying while we were working with it. But it is stiff and not in a fun way. It's gonna make my hands hurt. Okay. So basically just convincing it that it does actually want to turn out of this birthing hole, just like a child. You do want to come, don't worry. We know. It's scary. It's scary. Okay, actually I'm gonna stuff the D-ring side back in, and we're going to pull it out. Yeah, there we go. Okay. There we go. Yeah, we were like, so when I'm talking about rain, it's like stuff like we were standing in like a light drizzle for soccer, of course. The eldest is 100% adoring soccer. The youngest probably could take it or leave it. They're not super sporty, although I think part of it is that we just haven't found anything that they're super interested in yet. They do better when it's unparented so far. They're the youngest. They're younger, so they've just turned 4. Which is insane to think that the eldest is turning fucking 5 soon. It's just thread. Anyway, so oh no, there's a hole. Okay, whatever. One out of the running for now. We will go back to that next week. And if you're like, gasp, Katie. Chill. I have actually gone through and finished all of those. That's the first one that's actually had a defect on the exterior. So, considering what we've produced in the last couple weeks, I will take that. It's fine. Plus, I'm getting tired. And correcting mistakes when you're tired just doesn't go over well. It's only 10:30. Goddamn. I have a lot of work left. Very low energy to do it with. That's the annoying portion of this. What else have we been up to? It's just been constant go right now. And I'm like, oh God. Poor Dawson. And he's going to need to like do all the yard work hopefully tomorrow because, yeah, again, like 9 to 10 small children descend on our house on Saturday. So we're going to do kind of outdoor stuff. Decorating like princess hats and crowns. And then I got gifted a bouncy castle, so we're going to see if that'll fit in the backyard. So that's nice. It'll work well. And yeah, it'll be good. Although I was going to do goodie bags with like stick-on earrings or like, and we've got boys and girls coming. So I was going to do stick-on earrings for the girls and like temporary tattoos for the boys. Went to the dollar store and there were 0 to be found. It's like, what the hell? Because I was kind of thinking, it's like, okay, well, those are both consumable items. So you don't have something like sticking around the house from the goodie bag. The eldest was like, we should do bubbles. And I'm like, everyone gives bubbles for May birthday. So no, like we're going to have like 6 dozen sets of bubbles otherwise. Good idea, kid. But yeah, there was like, well, okay, there were some Canada Day ones. I wasn't going to give Canada Day ones, though. I remember stick-on earrings being such a like, big thing when I was a kid, and I'm like, where are the stick-on earrings? Probably should have just gone to like the other kind of toy store in town, but it was after soccer, so they weren't open anymore. And, yeah. Anyway, ended up with like some sort of little, I'm happy with what we ended up with, which was it's a coloring pad for Paw Patrol, but like definitely was not what I was looking for. It's like, I just want some like stick-on earrings. How does a dollar store not have stick-on earrings? I don't get. And I checked like the kids section, and then I also checked like the beauty aisle sort of thing. I don't know why I put that in quotation marks. That's exactly what it is. And nothing. And I was like, what the hell is going on? I understand why the temporary tattoos wouldn't be there, but yeah. Anyway. Got some poster board for hats and crowns and some like ribbon and stuff, and then some like little stick-on gems. So Seal just wanted a royalty party. So that works. But anyway, yeah, it's going to be like the little coloring pad and then like some candy because whatever. The youngest had Hot Wheels because that's their big thing right now. So kind of try to stick to their interests a little bit, hence the like other stuff, but whatever. It'll be fine. They actually spotted the little coloring pad, so they were the one. That's why they were like, yeah, these things. I'm like, perfect. We'll do that then. Hello. Yes, we are back to the Obi here right now. Nattering on. So. Oh, did it not work? I might have been off. The first one was only about an hour and a half long stream, so it could have been that I was already off too. Who knows? Or maybe just internet dropping. Yay for late night internet. Okay. So we're working on the belt bags. I think I worked on these on stream last Wednesday as well. But here we are again. Yep. They all but the 3 like neutral ones sold. So like everything that we made, and then I came home on Friday night and also sewed 5 more, and they all sold. So I was like, okay. And then there's a kimono market that my products will be at this weekend, so that's why we're focusing in on them for this weekend as well, because it's like, well, we'll do upcycled obi and kimono bags and a few of the minis that I still have and stuff like that. I think there's only like 6 or 8 of minis as well. So hi, 6 or 8 minis. These are all cat problems. They're all good problems, but my God. Yeah. Okay. Yes. This one will be finished here in a couple minutes outside of the like strap, which honestly, it's pretty straightforward. So once it's the curve zipper is like the tedious portion of this bag. So sorry that you couldn't connect at lunch. That's really annoying. Okay, we're gonna clip this up here because then I don't sew it in like I did with the other one accidentally. Okay. Oh shoot! I gotta put the strap in. Gotta put the strap in before I forget, because I keep forgetting. Nope, come here. I'm dropping. I'm also like, what is this? The 6th out of like 9 remaining, or 9 total. There are 10 total, but I just ditched one because it's gonna need to be open, like turned back out, and it's really cranky. There's an obi on the interior that is really cranky to like turn, so that'll be, yeah, I know, it's in the timeout pile. The infamous timeout pile. Things that go there sometimes don't get back out for a while. This one is the belt bag by Core Fabrics. It's a free pattern on their blog. I will flat out say that it is a free pattern, meaning that like it is confusing until you get it figured out. I do not recognize Louis. The only other belt bag pattern that I've tried has been the Harrelson, and it was too fiddly to put into production, so that's why we're here with this one instead. And like outside of it being a little bit confusing to get, it's a really good pattern, I think. So, well, okay. It goes together nicely for production sewing, so it's like, yes. Excellent. So. But yeah, the curve zipper is like the bane of the bag, and then honestly after that, it's mostly pretty straightforward. Like what we're working on right now. It does still take time, obviously, but like what we've been on less than 40 minutes, and I've already, like, I'm working on what would be the, I guess maybe the second right now. What was I faffing around? Who knows what I was doing? Who knows? I don't know what I was doing. So I basically finished one at least, probably 2. Finished 2 because I finished the Seigai Ha one as well. So this is the 3rd that we're working on in like 45 minutes. So not too concerned about the production time on these ones. Overall. That does not, like, so obviously that doesn't take into account the cutting and interfacing time spent yesterday, but given that I was able to basically cut, interface, and sew what'll end up being, well, 11 finished ones, 10 viable ones in 2 days is quite nice. And Core Fabrics is a company out of Montreal in Quebec. And they do dead stock fabrics from what I can tell. I don't even, oh right. I was like, how did I eat? Like I stumbled on this in the most random way. And how was that? But it was a Facebook advertisement. It was like, sign up for our newsletter and you'll get this free pattern. And I was like, well, that looks like a good pattern. And here we are, a week, 2 weeks later, maybe. Yeah, because I was working on these right before, like on that full work day before OdaFest. So what else did I even work on before OdaFest? Not much. I did, so yeah, so Friday night, so I finished up on the belt bags on Thursday night, the first round. I finished the second 5-bag round on Friday. And then I finished 4 mini traveler slings on Saturday night for Sunday. I think only one of the new minis sold, but that's okay because we were down to 6 by the end of Saturday. So OdaFest was really good. 10 out of 10 will go back. But, well, as long as they accept me sort of thing, because juried every year. But definitely a learning curve. Very different browsing patterns versus a fiber show. So fiber shows, and usually how I set up my booths is like a U shape. That is not how these people wanted to shop. These people wanted to shop by being on the exterior of the booth. So on Sunday, I actually swapped the booth layout. Grid wall, easy to move around, and I just had to like pull a table around. I'm sure all my neighbors thought I was crazy, but I was like, do you know what? Honestly, was it like, it's Sunday. It's not going to hurt anything, and I almost matched my sales from Saturday, which is impressive because normally I'm expecting, like, I was probably down maybe 15% versus what I sold on Saturday, and usually you're looking at like 25% down or more on the Sunday versus the Saturday. So I'm very pleased with that. And I think that was mainly due to the fact that I swapped the booth around. So, and I informally polled some of the people that had been there all weekend, 2 sets of people, attendee and vendor alike, and they both liked it. So I was like, okay, good. So it also is giving me like the push to juice up the booth a little bit too. It's needed for a bit, but it was definitely looking pretty careworn in comparison to a lot of what was there. And like, I don't need to go insane, but there's definitely a few things I'm going to adopt that we can carry through into the knitting. Like, so I don't want to have 2 booth setups. That's dumb. We will probably end up doing 2 kind of stock runs next year though. So the plan already was that I was going to be doing most of April's work before we go to Japan in February, mostly because I have to. And now it's like, okay, so if I get accepted into OdaFest, then what'll happen is when we get back from Japan, I'll go into like OdaFest prep, which obviously can go with us to Dawson as well, and like all the events in April, but like focusing in on the lifestyle bags. So these belt bags and the minis and like just everything else instead of just the knitting bags, because the knitting bags obviously did not sell as well as lifestyle bags. Oh, and we sold out of all the Obi Traveler slings too, so those I need to restock on those before Omatsuri. Y'all, it's gonna be a busy summer, and I'm running out of kimono or Obi that actually look good. The rest of them still look like they all look fine, but we're running out of the ones that I'm reaching for first, obviously, because we're using them. Like, damn it. Flaw in the plan. Okay. So now we are ready to turn this one out. And then all that'll be remaining here is we'll have to do the strap, and we'll do that when we swap out to the black thread. So I know it's like, so you haven't been around for this, but I always call it like cat problems. So realistically, it's not even a problem for me. It's actually quite good. But cat problems is that it's based on a book called Cat Problems by Jory John. And this cat, the thing that stands out to me is the cat is standing by the food bowl and gets given dry food. And the cat, because of course the cat's been sitting at the food bowl, yowling for food. And the cat goes, dry food. I want wet food, not dry food, wet food. And so that is the prime example of a cat problem. So whenever I'm complaining and it has zero impact on like world events, I call it a cat problem. Does it even have an impact on me? Not really. Nope. I'm just cat's problem. I mean, so being busy and like selling out of bags is 100% a cat problem. All right, there we go. That is it right there. It is glorious. And this one, so it's got the silver floral on top. The background silk is this really cool double shot silk. So it's pink, but it's also got tones of orange because the back of it's actually orange. And it's got this super gorgeous like fuchsia floral on the front. The denim it's actually really nice and crisp. And it's got a lot of really good structure. It's not a like massive bag. That's not the point. Okay, I'm like, is the label on there properly? We're good. But like it'll hold phone. I know, right? Totally a cat problem. AirPods, shears if you wanted. Oh God, that's actually quite a bit larger than I thought. The advertisement for this is it's like the essentials. I think this would probably actually fit the large wallets that I make as well. I did not test that. I should have thought of that because a lot of the other stuff doesn't actually fit the large wallets. But yeah, it's like very nice. I love it. So that's why I was like, okay, when I saw it and I saw how easily it came, like once I figured out how easily it came together, it took me a very long time to figure out how to put it together. I was sold on it. Oh, that didn't get caught on that corner. Okay, so this one wasn't as cranky to turn out, so let's see if we can fix that. Needs a little bit extra seam allowance sewn in on the front zipper here. Let's see. I'm gonna try not to turn the whole thing out if I can avoid it. Oh, no, I do. Yeah, damn it. Okay. Yeah, the other one's just like really hard to turn out, so it's gonna take extra time. But seeing that small flaw, hopefully I can just fix it easy and we're good to go. Okay, where is it that we need? Oh, ew, it's tucked in there. Goddamn. Okay, well, open up the top seam so that we can just like get in there and get it done. Yeah, and then I will not be online tomorrow because I'm going to go get my hair done. I'm going back to pink, which I'm super excited for. I haven't been pink in a few years. Mostly cost savings. I know I can do it at home, but I always psych myself out of actually dyeing it at home or bleaching it. Yeah, it's pretty good. They've got a YouTube tutorial for it. It is not super useful. I would say just muddle through, to be honest. You'll probably be better off, or just as well off. But if you know how to like assemble bags, it'll come together pretty fast. The oddest part to figure out is the connection of the denim and the little side panels, but you'll get it. That should be enough for me to go in there and sew it down, hopefully. Okay. Okay, so which layer is it that I need to sew? It's the denim to the exterior here. There we go. Open up, open up, open up. Yeah. Okay, I see where it's lacking. Do you know what, honestly? I'm going to do it through all the layers. Because I think it'll be okay. Okay. I do have to pull the back layer. Okay, good, good, good. Because it's like right. Oh, it's not even that far. It's just above the zipper. So even as long as I catch that, will be good. Okay. La 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 la. La 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 la. Oh yeah, I was definitely not on the right amount for seam allowance on this. So here we go. Haha, that should do it. Almost. Just a tick more in, right at the base of that seam. Right there. La 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 la. La 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 la. Kind of. And what I try to usually do when I'm doing something like this is I just try to blend it back into that side seam line so it's not sticking out too far. There. Now there is no raw seam there. Because what was sticking out before was the actual like corner of the obi, and that will lead to like issues because it'll start to fray faster than everything else. Okay. Shimmy. Do 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 do. Oh, shimmy, shimmy. Yeah, honestly, this is a wing it pattern. They've got the pattern. The templates are the most useful. Read through the blog post, and I'm here if you have questions. I do actually have some cotton and cotton linen ones cut as well, but like I was running out of time, so I was like, okay, fuck it, we'll just focus in on the obi ones. But at least they're like, they're interfaced. I didn't cut them yet, which is the difference. Yeah, there we go. That's better. So, well, we'll get there. That'll be like, that's on the list of finish ups now. We're also going to go in and figure out what we're going to do for the Sheena. I did print out the crescent pattern from crescent like tote or whatever from Kando. I never know how to pronounce her name. I think it's Kando, like Kando Crafts. Yeah, anyway, I think that's what it is. But then I did make it smaller so it'll fit on the obi pieces. Now I got to figure out. So I made it 90%. Like I printed it at 90%. Because it was just like infinitesimally too large for the like just a tiny bit too big. But yeah, now the pattern at 90% works. So I was like, okay, well that works. Yeah, so that'll be one of the, oh God. Brain is bright. I didn't even really do anything today. Well, okay, I sewed today. That's all I did. And I guess parented. So never mind. I did a lot today. Actually, Dallas did most of the parenting. He even made sure they got out to like the park and everything. They got out on their bikes even, which is good because it's been so rainy. Although we're fine, he was looking at it and he's like, the youngest spike is too heavy for them. And I'm like, yeah, it's fair. It's got like one of the push handles on it. And then also they don't sit over the pedals properly. So we're going to have to look for another bike. They've also grown in the last year. So Dallas is like, well, maybe we should go actually buy one for them. Because I do a lot of Facebook Marketplace and buy nothing groups because kids' bikes are expensive. Didn't quite know how expensive they were. So, like, all right. But yeah, we'll start on Facebook Marketplace, and then if we don't find anything, we'll go from there. Because my goal that I would really like to reach is that eventually they'll be on their bikes, like biking behind me while I'm running. I'd love for that to happen next year, because it would ease up my run schedule, especially with them starting to be home for schooling and stuff like that. So then we have to do quite so many treadmill runs in like when they're home and things. So goals, eventual goals. It doesn't have to like happen right away, but oh shit. I was like, wait, we're gonna need another bobbin, I'm sure, and this bobbin is not winding. It broke off too soon, so it didn't get caught properly. Okay. Nope, same again. La 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 la. Oh shit. Oh no, we're good. Okay. So Canada Post is currently on strike again. For me, that does not mean a lot of impacts. I am able to access chit chats, etc. for US, and in Canada, I've got lots of options. It may impact other international destinations for the next little bit. But we will do that on a case-by-case basis. Wendy, if you're watching right now, that does mean that the Kato might be a little bit longer before we get them sent out. But I know you're not in a super rush, so we'll discuss that when I actually get them done. I stand 100% wholeheartedly behind the striking workers. But that does not mean that I'm not going to go with other shipping services. It does, like, doesn't impact me much in some ways, but it 100% impacts our rural communities. So, and I used to live in a rural community where your only service is P.O. Box, and yeah. So Canada Post is extremely vital to the country. So, la 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 la. My small soapbox for the night. But anyway, it didn't impact my shipping services, but it might impact some folks' shipping services within Canada for sure, especially if they are in the rural areas and things like that, which sucks. But all will be well in a while. If they just figured this out in December, we wouldn't be here again. But instead, they got told that they need to be back to work for Christmas. So actually, it'll be interesting to see how this new government that's been formed, how they deal with it. So if they just leave it the fuck alone like they're supposed to, beyond like providing like a mediator or something like that. Okay, this one might be, no, that doesn't work. I want any gaps that I have to be shifted to the upper portion of this, because Oh, and I just figured out I also apparently need Made in Canada stickers now if I'm shipping to the States, which I don't quite understand given that like the HS code tells them that it's made in Canada. I'm like, what? It's been hard to keep track of like what I have to keep track of. I have completely turned shipping off to the EU. Not that they had any market share. Because there's no way for me to keep an agent there to like represent me in case of recall and stuff like that. But yeah, it's been a fun time navigating all these different shipping things. So, yay. And I don't even actually know if my bags are impacted, but like it's hard to tell if my bags are even impacted by the tariffs. So I'm like, okay, is it just like It'd almost, frankly, be easier if it was just like, all right, tariffs on everything from Canada, and then you could be like, okay, this is just like just what's happening. Okay, come on, pick a note. I do really want this one done because these fans are fucking amazing. So, let's do it. What are you rethreading right now? Are you sewing right now as well? Because that would be fucking cool. Right, I have to do the bobbin. Bobbin, bobbin, bobbin. Bobbin, bobbin, bobbin. Bobbin, bobbin. Bobbin, bobbin, bobbin. What should I focus on first for like the finish ups? I think we should do the rest of the minis. That's the least number of things that we need to finish. And maybe then we'll also tackle the whip bin that has the gyoza bags and the canvas bottom small box bags that are intended to be like little side bags as well. Maybe that's what we'll do. Yeah, let's do that. And the rest of the gyoza bags. I think the gyoza bags aren't moving, so I think I need more stock on them because there's interest, but I think it needs more options. So I think that's where we're going to go with that. We'll at least finish up what I currently have cut because obviously it's already cut. A number of them are nearly finished as well, so it'll be fast and easy. But yeah, we'll be There we go. Okay. A little bit of gap at the bottom, but that will be taken up by the seam allowance. I'm not worried about that. I'm worried about like the larger gap that I had earlier. Okay. Go. Turn down the zipper. Where'd the other piece go? Damn it. Okay, I swear, these pieces like to, that is the one thing, they like to disappear. At least it's on the floor. We're good. Okay. So line up with the bottom, because if there's any stretch, then it goes towards the top. And the other portion of this is that it's a lot easier to see the top, to be honest, to make sure that the seam allowances are matching up when we go across to sew them. Or at least to fiddle around with them until they match up better. That's basically what happens. Okay, there we go. Here. Okay. That was very much literally just a tack on the corners here. Let's trim that on the thread. And honestly, let's pop it. There we go. Oh yeah. Zipper needs to go in here. Zipper needs to go in here. Be really sad if we have to undo that. Zipper, 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 zipper. Okay. Now, denim on the back. We'll clip this out of the way because then it doesn't get sewn into the bottom seam, which, trust me, has happened a number of times even today. Oh, right, we need the tab and the strap. Tab, 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 tab. Gold. What are we actually sewing here? We got this, and we got that, and we got that one. So we need 2 gold and a black, I think. Black for that guy, yeah, and a gold for the butterflies, and a gold for this one. Okay. And I need some water. That's my goodness. All right. still haven't started the bobbin. Is that the right? Oh yeah, okay. That's at least the right side. Hi, Flynn. I know. I'm taking away your bed. I'm taking away a part of your bed. Oh, your poor baby. Poor baby. Part of your bed is gone. He's like over here, like chilling. As per usual. He just likes to chill. He's we got camp chairs set up for the kids upstairs, and the cat keeps liking to sleep, and like he'll alternate between the two chairs. But the kids were like loving on him earlier, and he was just like soaking it all up. So, although Dahlia is finally kind of warming up to the youngest. So Dahlia is a itty bitty black cat. She's extremely skittish, always has been. It took her 7 years to warm up to Dallas. So hi, this child has only been here 4 years and is far more erratic. But anyway, I don't know if it was because she was asleep and not quite cognizant of the fact that it was the youngest or what. But she actually let them pet her the other day. The eldest has been able to if she's like if Dahlia's on my lap and like I'm chill about it, and it's like the eldest approaches in a very, very chill manner. Blah, blah, blah. There's like so many factors in all of this. And, oh, it's clipped right in the way. Okay, whatever. Yeah, it's like very specific conditions. But so I think that Dahlia was actually asleep on the bed, so asleep that the youngest kind of snuck up on her in some ways. But anyway, they got a couple good like strokes in, and then she like woke up enough that she's like, oh fuck, and she was out of there. But she's at least comfortable enough to be sleeping around them now. When previously they were like, she was like, nope, I'm out of here as soon as they like approached the bed at night, basically. So. She was like, I miss my snuggles. Well, I think she mostly sneaks into the bed so typically the eldest will sleep on Dallas's side of the bed, and the youngest will come crawling on my side of the bed, and basically takes the spot that Dahlia's in. But if I shuffle the youngest into like the middle, which I do typically do at some point in the night, so that, because my shoulder gets really sore otherwise. Surprise. I wouldn't be surprised if there's like some repetitive stress injury or something in there still. Yeah, anyway, where was I? Oh, so I think once I actually move the youngest into the middle is when they like, Dahlia comes back in and starts cuddling again. Okay, I've got like a long sleeve shirt under this sweater, and this sweater's super comfy cozy, but I'm also getting very warm. Wildly enough, usually my basement's like cold, especially at night, so. Okay. Excuse me. Ugh. Gross. I don't know what is up with this pattern though, where it's like everything seems to be too tall or too short. And it's like every single time it is a slightly different dimension that is off. So basically what I'm doing is I am aligning the bottom with each other because that makes sense. And we're figuring it out at the top when we sew all the layers together. Is that how I'm supposed to do it? I can't tell, to be honest. So I understand you don't want to put a lot of time into like a free pattern, but even the like tutorial videos, I'm like, all right, clear as mud. Thank you, Core Fabrics, for the free pattern. I appreciate it. I do actually appreciate it. I'm like bitching about it so much. It's like, no, it's fine. It's a free pattern. I'm fine. I'm an adult. I can figure it out. I guess. Okay, most of those layers did actually line up. So we're just gonna zip across the top here because at least, okay, what if can I bring them up to match though? So after Otafest, I am also a little bit like, okay, so what's the next anime festival I can do? There's Anime North in Toronto like this weekend, which if it wasn't birthday weekend and race weekend, I would probably actually do. Maybe, I don't know. Getting everything across country might be a bit much. That's the one issue. Is it's like my setup is not a ship or bring on a plane across the country setup. That's the unfortunate part. Although I guess I could do like an artist alley booth with like a collapsible setup or something like that. I don't know. Anyway, but there is one in Edmonton. I actually found out that Omatsuri moved their dates so they weren't in conflict with the Edmonton Anime Festival anymore. So, but that's like the week before Vibrations and Dallas is out of town. So I'm like, okay, well, that's not in the cards for right now, but I'll keep it on the list for at some point sort of thing. I wonder if there's any in Saskatchewan. For some reason, it strikes me as there's probably none in Saskatchewan. Although Saskatchewan did just start getting Fibre festivals, so I wonder if there's one in Manitoba. Because although Winnipeg is very daunting to drive to, because it's just like, it's not any further, or it's only slightly further than Vancouver, but it's the boring part to drive. It takes so long to get to Vancouver because we have to go up and down and around and all of this, whereas like driving to Winnipeg is just like get on the Trans-Canada and drive. Although the directions for Vancouver are pretty funny because it's like basically you get on the Trans-Canada, it directs you onto the Coquihalla, which is the last pass before Vancouver, but essentially the directions are just drive straight for 1,000 kilometers, turn left. And that's like when you're staying at the atrium for Knit City, Vancouver. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Okay, the bobbin is winding. There is the fans. They turned out fucking amazing. And honestly, it all came together fine. Super cool. It's got this like peony on it. The red's gorgeous. The top is just red. Just to add some complementary or like not to add more visual contrast. And honestly, the fan is so large that I kept it for the front instead of the back anyway, or the top. Okay, now we've got butterflies. I did sew one of these for Otafest. It sold. Who knew? And so we're redoing it because I've got enough of this to do it, and then we're keeping the rest for that other thing, Traveler Sling, in the summer. So, and when I say the summer, the next like month, 6 weeks. Got 6 weeks, guys. God, 6 weeks before the next show. Both like sounds like so much time and is like so little time. Because it's, yeah, so what is it? So it's 6 weeks to Stampede breakfast and 4 months to Knit City. Almost exactly. Like 4 months and a few days. Sure. I should have a countdown to Knit City going right now because like in the end of it all, it is already breathing down my neck of like, you're knit to prepping time. I don't know why it's got a Gollum voice, but I'm assuming that that's all the people that come to buy stuff and they're like, my preciouses. Oh, God. Am I going to do the wedge bags tonight? I don't know. We'll see how long these other two take, because if they fight, it's a different answer from if they just go smooth. And then the other portion of this is also how long straps take, because in my head, straps don't take that long. In reality, they take a lot longer than I think they do. La la la, time blindness some days. But where are we at? An hour and a quarter? Yeah, that's about right. Even though we also had to do like basically repair work on one of them. That's about right. Okay. Yeah, so I'd say that this is the most confusing part in the pattern instructions, but basically what they want you to do is just sew the... Make sure that the lining piece is out of the way. You don't want to tack the denim down to the lining piece. And then you go in and you sew the interior pieces with the denim out of the way. Once you get that, I think that was, so that's what the portion that confused me. I don't know why it confused me so much, but here we are. I survived. I didn't know if I was going to for a while or if this would end up being another dud, but obviously they are not. Oh, because it's always like, it's always the new patterns that like pop up 5 days before an event that you're like, fuck yeah, that's totally gonna like revolutionize my booth. Although to be honest, they did revolutionize the booth, so I called it well on this one at least. Actually, I've called it pretty well on the last few things that we've added, or I've added. When I say we in this context, it is the royal we, as in that myself, but we. And also, obviously, everyone watching on YouTube, because, hi, you all make this possible, too. I think I have been actually more productive since starting to live stream than I ever was before live streaming, which sounds counterintuitive, but I'll take it. I don't know why, but here we are. Pop this one down as well, and we're going to sew it up from the bottom so that, again, there shouldn't be much stretch on these fabrics because I cut them the correct way technically, and also because they're interfaced, so they also shouldn't have much stretch, but you never know. Always better to plan that there will be stretch. And yeah, oh right, I'm like, why is the denim there? It's because you haven't folded the top down, dum-dum. Brain is tired, 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 tired. Brain is tired. The next set shouldn't be too technical. It's wedge bags. They should be fairly straightforward. That doesn't mean they are, but they should be. So we'll see how this goes here. Okay, okay, if I shimmy in like I'm supposed to, should catch everything I need to. Good. Because the corner of that OB needed to be caught again as well. Yeah, we got it. Good. And then, are we good here? Okay, same thing. It needs to be brought in just a tick to catch that a little bit better. I see where it warbled and why. There we go. Whee! Good? We're good. Okay. So this is a gold. Gold, 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 gold. And a black. So a black ring tab and a gold D-ring. And then the hardware on the strap is going to be black, or gold hardware. This is gold toned, obviously, not gold metal. But they're pretty. It's shiny. That's the important portion of that sentence. Gold as in gold colored. can't imagine having purse hardware made out of gold anyway because it's such a soft metal. Ugh. Ugh. Yeah, it wouldn't be fun to work with. It wouldn't be, like, it just wouldn't wear well, blah, 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 blah. So, I actually don't know. I don't know what these are made of when I actually say that out loud. I'm going to assume it's, like, maybe plated or, like, I don't know. Doesn't matter. They're metal. It's metal hardware. It is not actually gold, though. Just gold colored. Don't know why I feel like I always have to caveat that, but I do feel like there might be some people who are like, you sold me a bag that doesn't have gold hardware. How could you? Because I'm sure there's bags out there with gold hardware. Is it practical? No. Are we keeping our bag? My bag's practical? Yes. There we are. That's what it is. Just assessing as well what we need. If we need anything before we push on the summer things, but I think we're sitting pretty good. I will have time after Stampede breakfast to like just order anything I need as well. I need to inventory and see if we need more scissors. That's gonna be fun. I think we do. I'm like 75% sure we do. And the supplier I used last time has restocked recently at a very good price to, like, yeah. So thank you for keeping those scissors popular, because honestly, I think we've sold as many or, like, I based my order in December on what I sold last year, and I'm pretty sure we've already surpassed what we sold last year. So thank you. And we're not even like, or at least we're definitely on track to like increase that number sold. Yay. I gotta see though, I'm able to get the gradient pops from like certain suppliers, but I need to find a more consistent supplier for those. So, but at least the pink, black, white, and aqua will be available at all shows this year. Yeah, I really should just pull the trigger on that and get them coming. They do get imported from China, so, but they're too cute to turn down. And I shouldn't have to worry about any extra tariffs in Canada. Although if you are ordering them into the States from me, do keep that in mind. They are made in China. So, yay. The caveats. Okay, because then we can, fuck me. I keep forgetting to, clip this out of the way. So we keep getting the base of this bag sewn. And, like, it would be fine if I didn't have to add the, like, lining piece, like, right now. Okay, well, the good news is that there is no back stitching along there, which would be a disaster. But it is still annoying. There we go. Blend it in, blend it in, blend it in. Blend it in, blend it in, blend it in. Do, 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 do. Blend it in, blend it in, blend it in. Turn. Pivot. Pivot. Okay. Good. Now we're going to put the interior in as well, and then we'll go in. We only have one left. Oh my god. We're actually doing it. It's not even 12 o'clock yet. Yeah. We should be done by midnight. I think that means I will not be sewing the wedge bags tonight because I am fading fast. I've been strategic about my caffeine intake because it's like, I knew I needed to work tonight, but I didn't want to be up until 2 or 2:30 in the morning because I still need to sleep and do like a crap ton of stuff tomorrow. like birthday cakes and stuff like that. So, and we've got my father-in-law's birthday dinner tomorrow night. So yay! I don't know why that came across as sarcastic. It's actually going to be really good. We're going to go, apparently they used to go to this Italian place a lot. And he just got reminded of it the other day. And so now we're going to go try it, which will be very tasty. I'm excited. It's called La Brezza. Never been there. It is in an area that I know, but yeah, I'm like, sweet, let's go try it. Sounds cool. Sounds cool. Yeah, and then I'll have to figure out if I'm like icing cakes before or after dinner, basically. Well, realistically, it's going to depend on how easily they come together for baking, which shouldn't be too bad. But they're also going to have to cool and everything like that. So I was supposed to bake them tonight, but I totally forgot to pick up the extra box of cake mix. So tomorrow it is. Which is fine because it means that I didn't take any time away from doing this instead, which means that now I don't have to do it tomorrow. All I have to do tomorrow is tag and pack up whatever I'm sending with Mai. So it'll be good. And I guess make up like some little signs because I won't be there to answer questions. Not like signs about what the fabric is, but like price signage. As always, there's always need price signage. So actually what I should do is I should just do a thermal label on the back of the like little chalkboard sign that I made up for Odafest. I should just be like, hey, here's the prices. Actually, no, I'll just tag these things and then I can send the sign. Because you can put the sign out and be like, hey, you can follow her on Instagram and like YouTube and etc. Okay. We're good. Turn out. I think we're good. I think everything got caught. Last two. Like 1.5. So after this, we got to finish. All of the straps need to be sewn still. And then I also need to go in and do all the finishing seams. But they're like, I don't know. 80% done, 90% done, somewhere in there. We're almost done. I would count this as almost done. Means I should wrap up by, well, maybe not midnight, but like 12:30. So that's not bad either. Means I can sleep well. Yeah, we'll focus in on the wedge bags for Omatsuri now instead of Kimono Fair, and that's fine because I think these will sell better than the wedge bags anyway. So. Although to be fair, I have like, when I have had the wedge bags, they have sold like pretty rapidly. So, you know, you never know. This is the other thing. You never know. This is also my 3rd year doing this event. People recognize me in the community now because it's through the Japanese Community Association. And I've done enough that they should recognize the brand. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. Yeah, that one turned out spectacular. So I focused in more on the butterflies on this one. Last time I did butterflies on the bottom and then more of the floral on top. This time I was like, fuck that. I want this butterfly up on the top, which I hate exactly where I wanted them to be. And then... yeah, and then these two because I really like this. It's like a white and blue swallowtail. And then the front is the butterflies. And then this actually worked out perfect with the floral there. Left me a really good place to put my logo tag. Blah, 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 blah. Yay. Okay. Last one. I am toasty toast. So yeah, get this done and then I'll go upstairs and go to bed. Just gonna check my blood sugars. Ooh, still high. Oops. Kyoto Marathon. I announced the race date today, which is exciting. I am not racing Kyoto next year. Well, I'm not even like applying because their cutoff time is brutal. It's like 6.5 hours, but it's and like, okay, that sounds pretty generous. Caveat to that being that it's 6.5 hours from gun time, which means that like, depending on like how many participants there are, you effectively, because I would be in the back corral, I'd probably have 6 hours. I can't. Well, maybe at this point I could run a 6-hour marathon, but the other portion of this is that there's a couple pretty brutal elevation changes on the Kyoto course. So no, not this year. We've had this discussion before, but whatever. This will be going ad nauseum until I actually run Kyoto, I'm sure. But I am going to apply for Osaka, and Dallas is going to apply for Tokyo. Plus, Dallas has said that he would actually really like to do Kyoto with me, so that would be kind of fun too. And the kids are too young this year, so next year, like February. But one of his cousins got into Tokyo Marathon, so that's super cool. So she's going to be there, like she's 100% in, so she's going to be there over the time period that we are, at least for when we'll be in Tokyo. So it's like, well, even if Dallas doesn't get in now, we've got someone to go cheer on, which is super fucking cool. Because we kind of chatted about like, okay, well, if she gets in, we should go cheer her on because we know Tokyo well enough that like that would be a lot of fun and stuff like that. And, oops, too far. Yeah, but then it just like randomly worked out that that's exactly what's going to happen. We'll be in Tokyo at the same time as her next year for this marathon. So that was like accidentally super cool. I'll take it. You don't have to like make a separate trip or anything like that, but just aligned correctly. And sometimes it just works out. Now, it'd be even cooler if Dallas gets into Tokyo and is able to run it as well. But we'll see. All the world majors are getting highly competitive, so we don't know. Be cool though if they did. That'd be like super, super cool. But either way, it's still really amazing. Yeah, and then she was like wondering where she should book for hotel and stuff like that, because she's like, nothing's like Japanese hotels, a lot of them don't let you book until like 90 days in advance, but the one we're staying at has let me book. I just actually booked us the other day. Does not require prepayment, unlike the one that I tried to book in Kyoto. Which is super nice. And then we're gonna try and use our like timeshare points with Disney at Tokyo Disneyland, because yeah, I think that would be super cool. And like, because I'm never paying cash for Disneyland, like Tokyo Disneyland hotel rooms, because it's fucking expensive as shit. It's like, no. I'm all for staying at Disney resorts when you have the opportunity and or the like money for it, but Tokyo Disneyland is not one of them. Some of the rooms were like $5,000 per night, and I'm like, oh god. It's like, that is like the fees and taxes for our flights twice for one night. So no. No. Because you bet your bottom dollar we are using the rewards points to get us all there this year. Next year. Because there's no other way to do it. Air Miles keeps emailing me right now. It's like, hey, did you know you've got like so many points? And I'm like, yes. And they're like, you know that you can use it for stuff? And I'm like, yeah. Of course I do. I've been using Air Miles very much to my advantage for a very long time at this point. Because terrifyingly enough, when I think about it, and I'm going to say this out loud, I've been collecting Air Miles for 18 years now. Because I would have opened my first bank account with BMO at like 17, 18. And I'm turning 36 in June. So yeah, over like for half my life. God, how am I turning 36? get it. I don't feel 36. That's good. That's really good. But also terrifying that I don't feel 36 in some ways. I'll like just jinx myself. I'll turn 36 and it'll be like, woof. There you go, bent double. No, I know that's not how it works. But the issue is, it's definitely like the same thing that I had when I was 29. I was like, oh, I'm so stiff and sore. Like, I'm too young to feel this way. Kind of like the song. Too young to feel this damn old or whatever. Anyway, but yeah, I was like stiff and like, oh. And then I realized that my mental age was like 19. And I was like, oh no, that's because you're 29 now. So yeah, stiff makes sense. So yeah, I guess my mental age right now might be about 20. It has moved up. It's not 19 anymore. So maybe 25, 26, 24. Mid-20s. Because 36 is still mid-30s. It just feels weird. Also feels weird that I almost have a 5-year-old. I don't like it. I don't like it. I love it. It's like such a love-hate relationship. And was actually one of the things I had to contend with before having kids of like, oh, because one of my friends had kids before us and all this, and it was like, watching them grow is so cool, but also like a little bit of an existential crisis every year as well. Yeah, I'm not enjoying that portion of child raising. Oh well, it'll be fine. I'll be fine. They're super excited to be 5. So I'll sit there. Kindergarten orientation. Wednesday. Yeah, yesterday. God, that feels like a long time ago. And like got the whole rundown on everything. Apparently, so we did pay a little bit for it. But like basically it was prepayment for all of the field trips and everything like that. So like they take them to skating lessons, field trips, and all of this. Yeah, it's like